What's up, YouTube? So this review is about The Woman in the Yard. In this review, I'm not going to be giving any spoilers. I'm just going to give you my thoughts, give you my rating, let you know if you should go check it out, basically. So the first thing I want to touch on is it's titled, or not titled, it's labeled as a horror movie. But for me, I did not consider it a horror movie. I considered it a more very suspenseful movie. I guess you can put it in a suspenseful thriller. But I didn't necessarily consider it a horror movie just because when I think horror movies, I think of other things. So that's just a me thing. Now, the movie is a movie that mainly takes place in one setting, which is the house and the surrounding outside area, with the exception of a few flashbacks. And then also, there's only 5 characters involved in the whole movie, which is not a bad thing at all. But just giving you a little bit of background there. But in addition to that background, the majority of the movie is basically centered around the mom who's injured, which you'll find that out in the movie, and the 2 kids in the house. And they're basically just going through a regular day in the house until they see the woman in the yard. And then it's kind of spending a day in the house while they try to figure out why the woman is in the yard. Now, the runtime for this movie is 1 hour, 28 minutes, which was fine. There was no point where I was watching a movie where I felt like, oh, this movie can be shorter. Because these days, that's pretty much a short movie, with most movies hitting the 2-hour mark these days. But one of the things I did feel was that the pace could have been increased for the first 2/3 of the movie. Other than that, I didn't have any issue with the runtime. In regards to the cinematography, it was decent. There was one shot showing the girl, and then it goes into a flashback, and I thought they did that shot very nicely. And then I pretty much liked all of the shots for the most part of when they were showing the woman in the yard, especially all the wide angle shots. Those are my favorite. With the kids, being that we had 2 kid actors in this movie, that they all played a very important part in the movie. The characters, with not being so many, each character was central to the movie. The kids did a nice job with their acting because, kids acting can sometimes be a little bit iffy, but I thought both of these kids did a nice job in regards to their acting. We didn't necessarily get the age that they were in the movie, but I would put the boy probably around about 14, and I would put the little girl probably around about 5, 6, somewhere around there, probably like 6. Now, in the end, I did appreciate the message of the movie because that is very real, and it did make me feel sad for the people that deal with that. So, with all that being said, my rating for this movie is almost decent, which is in between my rating of okay and decent. So that's why we're going to put it at almost decent. And the reason that I gave it that was because of a few reasons. One of the reasons was, like I said, I felt the pace could have been increased just a little bit. Not by a lot, but kind of like by a hair. Just a little bit. Another reason was in regards to the flashbacks. I felt like we should have got like a flashback of a build-up. Now, don't get me wrong. The flashbacks did serve its purpose to let us know the reasoning for what happened in the movie. But I felt like we could have wanted to build up things for her to get to that point, just to put a little more depth into it, depth into the situation. That could just be a me thing. Like I said, the flashback they did put in the movie, it did serve its purpose. It was clear, but I just would have liked it a little bit more background on that. And then the other thing was them labeling a horror movie when, for me, I consider more suspenseful thriller type. So, I don't know. That's not like a hard knock, but that's just one thing for me. So, that's how we got that rating. Now, as far as the rewatch value, for me, I would rewatch for 2 reasons. Well, 2 parts. I wouldn't rewatch the whole movie, but when it comes on streaming, I do want to rewatch for the part with the initial conversation with the woman in the yard. Now that I know the whole movie, I want to rewatch that conversation, and then I will rewatch for the last 20 to 25 minutes of the movie, because it was some different things happening, and I just want to rewatch that all again now that I know the full movie, to just rewatch those things. But it's like a whole hour, 55 minutes to an hour of the movie that I don't need to rewatch again. It's just those 2 particular parts. So my rating for the movie is almost decent. Should you go see it in the movie theaters? Yes, you should. I do think you should go see it in the movie theaters. You don't need to wait until it comes out on streaming. Um, Definitely go see it in the movie theaters. Is it worth the full price of a ticket? I think so, for the most part. But if not, if you don't feel that way, go on Tuesday. You get a discount. But you should go see it in the theaters. Let me know your thoughts on the movie if you have saw it, if you plan to go see it. And if you saw it, I do want to know your thoughts on the movie. What did you think about the messaging in the movie? And what did you think about the pace? Is it just me? And then I also want to know, did you consider this a horror movie? Or did you feel like it's more suspenseful thriller like I do? Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe for future videos on movie reviews. Check out some of the other movie reviews. Until next time.